Hey, what's up guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video and happy Monday. I hope everybody has a very strong week and I hope that you all had a great weekend. So in this particular video I actually wanted to talk about something that I think pretty much all of us can relate to in one way or another, whether you're a gamer, whether you're whether it's in life as well. So you know, part of this inspiration came from one of Murder Show's videos that he made very recently. And basically, long story short, Call of Duty is basically never going to die at this point. I mean, no matter what, Call of Duty, we live in a world that basically runs on money. And as long as money continues to be generated, no matter how good or no matter how shitty a product is, as long as money continues to be dished out, and as long as for one reason or another, the community members are pretty much hooked on the product that you are presenting to them, well, it's always going to be around, man. It is always going to be around, and it's always going to be a thing no matter what. So it's kind of like McDonald's in a sense. I think we can all pretty much agree that McDonald's food is absolute shit, but yet these guys continue to make billions upon billions. And you know, if you look at the infrastructure of the McDonald's, the chains and everything like that they're making everything look better or whatnot. But have they really changed their food over the years? No. I mean, and for a while there, it was quite a long time until I stopped eating McDonald's. I was actually very hooked for a long time. When I was a kid, I was actually quite obese, actually. And one of the things that I used to eat on a regular basis, a very regular basis, was McDonald's, no doubt about it. Now, granted, one of the things that kind of got me away from that is obviously the education about just how bad that shit is. And on top of that, it's immensely caloric dense and all that shit. But anyway, but when it comes to video games, it's the same concept, but yet at the same time, it's different. You know, you got things like multiplayer addiction, which is a very real thing, whether you're playing Halo, whether you're playing Call of Duty, or whatever flavor of multiplayer game that is of your choosing that you are deciding to play for one reason or another. Being hooked on a multiplayer game for a multitude of reasons, whatever tickles your fancy in particular, is actually a very real thing. And a lot of times it's hard to stop because getting that kill feels really good, and at the same time there is a part of your brain that's actually being exercised. And then when you play a single player game, there's a different part of your game that gets exercised. So you can even reach, believe it or not, I first became aware of this by an old B Dobbins video. Basically, like, you can actually get a muscle memory imbalance, so to speak. I mean, it's not just limited to your body, but it's also your brain as well. So it's like there's different areas of your brain that get exercised when you're gaming. When you're playing multiplayer, it's a certain part of your brain gets exercised. And then when you play a single player game, or like, let's say a game that gets you to think and you have to do some exploration, you have to solve a puzzle and stuff like that, you know, whether it's an RPG, whether it's an action adventure game, or whatever the deal is, there's a different area of your brain that gets exercised as well. So I thought that was very interesting when I first saw that. Like, actually I saw that video like years ago, but it was a damn good video, just like all of B Dobbins videos, really good videos. So I was like, yeah, damn, you just never know sometimes what you're going to learn by watching a YouTube video. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the state of Call of Duty as we know of today, pretty much, whether you still play the franchise or not, whatever you think of Call of Duty Vanguard or whatever the deal is, we've had, over our history of the games, we've had great Call of Duties, we've had terrible Call of Duties, and we had Call of Duties in between. Wherever you specifically put Vanguard, that is basically your, you know, that's everybody's different perspectives. Some people, potato, you know, whatever tickles your fancy. When it comes to your taste, everybody's different. Some people will think that Call of Duty Ghosts was the best Call of Duty ever made. I can never really, I can disagree, but at the end of the day, when a person has a certain, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, we all like what we like for all sorts of different reasons. We all are hooked on something for different reasons, but yet kind of similar reasons. And as long as, and plus you got the microtransaction system as well. There are people out there that just absolutely love customization, whether it's in Halo, whether it's in Call of Duty, whether it's in Fortnite, whatever it is. That is a whole other layer. And when you look at the multiplayer side of things, like for instance, Warzone, for instance, I mean, that game is, what did we learn recently? 1.2 billion in 3 months in sales, and that's just microtransactions alone, not including the game. So there's a ton of content creators out there that are saying that they don't really give a shit about the game. It's like, of course they don't. It's the microtransactions and shit. I mean, no matter what state the game is in, right? It could be in the worst state it's ever been. Like, we know what state Vanguard is in right now, not whether you're playing it or not. There's, you know, if you follow at least one Call of Duty YouTuber, commentator, or pro player, or whatever it is, you know what state Call of Duty is in at this point, right? We know the state that it's in. So whether it gets better or worse, it's really not having an impact at all because of they will continue to make. I mean, if they know that it's not going to affect their pockets, it's gonna continue to get worse and worse and worse because the money situation is sure as hell not getting worse and worse. It would have to be a big community gathering and working together and just simply not even buying the game or even playing the game for it to cause a change. And I really don't see that happening. And for a lot of players, Warzone is very addictive and stuff like that. And then again, even going back to the main concept of the beginning of this video, multiplayer addiction. It's a thing. Whether the game is, especially if the game feels good or whatnot, or if you get that rush of dopamine whenever you get a kill or whatever, that satisfaction of getting the kill, and then of course exercising your muscle memory and all that kind of stuff. Like you want to be a little bit more accurate with the gun. You want to progress in your skill because it feels good to get a kill or a multi-kill or a triple kill, even like in this game, for instance, right? So not just Call of Duty, but just for any game whatsoever, it's it's something that just goes really, really deep on so many different levels. And like I mentioned already, the world runs off of money, so money talks and bullshit walks, and that's just not going to change anything. So Call of Duty is really not dying anytime soon, and at this point, when you look at it from every angle, I don't know. I mean, I think the next game is going to be more polished because Infinity Ward had a full 3 years to create it, but at the same time, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, which could also be affecting the game, so there's that aspect of it as well. So only time will tell, I guess. I'm happy to be away from Call of Duty, to be very honest with you. Still haven't played it, nor do I desire to play it. It is not installed in my in my hard drive on my console whatsoever. As a matter of fact, there's only one Call of Duty game, and that's Black Ops 4 that's installed on my hard drive console, just in case I get the itch, but I really haven't had the itch, to be honest with you. And but when it comes to like things like multiplayer addiction, just being hooked on a multiplayer game, you can, in my opinion, and with my personal experience, you can kind of walk away from it or whatnot, but you have to have something else that kind of replaces it, that kind of fills the void, so to speak. Kind of like going back to this game, in this game's campaign, for instance, Halo Infinite's campaign. When I played that one session, it was like over 9 hours, and I didn't even want to stop playing it. And the only reason why I stopped was because it was 6 a.m. in the damn morning, and I had to get to sleep. I'm pretty sure I had work the next day, or I had to at least maintain some sort of a sleep schedule to not really fuck it up as much as I could have or whatnot. I don't remember. This was a while ago. So so you guys get the point. So I think for some other people, it could be as simple as basically just kind of getting into the swing of things again, of just playing a single player game again, and then just kind of sticking with it. Just turn it back on, get into the game, and start playing it, and then you're enjoying it, and then all of a sudden you're getting your gaming fix, so to speak, that may or may not replace multiplayer. For some people out there, multiplayer will be the end-all be-all. It's going to be something that they're always going to have an itch for, and then they'll throw in a few single-player games here and there, but for the most part, it's going to be their multiplayer. But for a lot of people, especially like when you look at the Call of Duty phenomenon, for instance, because in terms of its popularity, it really is a phenomenon. You know, it's something that really did take the world by storm, and people were getting hooked on the game way before. So they were pretty much like, it's basically like no different than the dealer and the consumer that is an addict pretty much at this point. They know they're going to get us. Murder Show mentioned that in his video, like in that aspect. So I'm like, yeah, the man's definitely got a point, and holy shit, you know? So basically it's like the majority of the population, if not the entirety of the population, is in one way, shape, or form kind of hooked, and it's kind of very difficult to kind of walk away from most people when they're hooked on something for one reason or another. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to touch up on that. So let me know what you guys think, and where do you stand when it comes to all this, and what do you think the state of the Call of Duty is going to be in, and all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, hopefully sooner rather than later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.